What's up guys, it's Tommy here and I'm posting a second Liverpool transfer news update video because Liverpool are so active in the transfer market that I just wanted to make this quick update video, not that much heavy editing on this, but I wanted to get this new information out for you guys as soon as possible because Florian Plettenberg and other journalists are reporting that the next big target for Liverpool is also from the Bundesliga, just like Jeremy Frimpong, just like Florian Wirtz, and it's Hugo Ekitike, because Liverpool, according to these journalists, are seriously in the race for Hugo Ekitike. Talks have taken place already. Michael Edwards and Arne Slot are both very keen on the striker. The biggest rival at the moment is Chelsea, because Chelsea are also interested in Hugo Ekitike, but Liverpool have joined the race. And I think if I was Hugo Ekitike, I would definitely choose Liverpool instead of Chelsea because of how strong the squad is and because of this very exciting new project that Arne Slot is building, especially after we signed Mamadashvili and Frimpong. If we sign Wirtz and Kerkez, then Liverpool's team already look even better than last season. And last season we won the Premier League title. I mean, this season that just finished. So Frankfurt, of course, have not yet received an offer because at the moment Liverpool are talking with Ekitike and his representatives how interested he is in a Liverpool move, and also we are exploring the option of how much Frankfurt would actually want for Ekitike. But Markus Krösche, who is I think a sporting director at Frankfurt, he will demand 100 million euros. But clubs usually say that and then they accept a little bit less because they want to be realistic, and also Frankfurt know that if big clubs come calling, then Ekitike will knock on their door and say accept the offer. And what is also very interesting is that Frankfurt are already lining up Ekitike's replacement, because Florian Plettenberg also revealed that Frankfurt are also working to reach a full verbal agreement with Jonathan Burkhardt, who had a fantastic season with Mainz. Mainz were for a long time in the top 4 in the Bundesliga, contending for the Champions League places. They fell short in the end, but Burkhardt had a great season, scoring a lot of goals in the Bundesliga. So there has been contact between Frankfurt and Mainz for weeks. Nothing has changed. Burkhardt remains the potential top replacement for Hugo Ekitike at Frankfurt. Mainz want to be tough negotiators and they are insisting on his contract, which runs until 2027. But Burkhardt scored 19 goals and got 3 assists, and for a small mid-table club like Mainz, that's a great feat. And Hugo Ekitike's numbers are also very, very impressive. He's just 22 years old and he's a project striker, and many Liverpool fans said that if Liverpool sign Florian Wirtz, then maybe a project striker who is a young up-and-coming striker who is not a finished article. He's a rough diamond that Liverpool can grow and develop. He could alternate with Florian Wirtz up front. And who knows, maybe after selling Darwin Nunes, we might sell Diogo Jota if a suitable offer comes in for him, because Wirtz and Ekitike would be more than enough as the 2 striker options for Liverpool, and Luis Diaz can play there, even Gakpo can play there. Ekitike has scored up until the end of March 19 goals and 8 assists for Frankfurt. I'm sure his final numbers are even better than that, but I have these numbers in front of me. And Frankfurt finished in the top 4. They qualified for the Champions League next season, so maybe Frankfurt are not under as much pressure to sell financially, but you know how it is. The Bundesliga clubs can't pay the wages that English clubs can offer, and also Frankfurt will not be realistically challenging for the Bundesliga or the Champions League anytime soon. At Liverpool, you can challenge for both, and you have a good chance of winning the Champions League next season. If Ekitike joins, then that would be even that would make Liverpool even stronger. Out of all the project strikers, Ekitike is my choice. He is my favorite one. He's more polished than Šeško, and he's more ready to play in a Liverpool system than somebody like Osimhen. Ishak, I think, is unattainable, and he's also pretty injury prone. So of Ekitike's final numbers, I just found it, it's 22 goals and 12 assists. So that's 34 goal contributions. That's absolutely fantastic for a 22-year-old striker, because the Bundesliga is a pretty strong league. It's not La Liga, it's not the Premier League, but it's still a pretty strong league. And I mean, Wirtz has similar numbers from an attacking midfielder and a false 9 position, but Frankfurt finished in 3rd place. behind the title contenders Leverkusen and Bayern, and Ekitike was one of the main reasons. Of course, he played with Marmoush in the first half of the season. They formed a great partnership, but after Marmoush left, Ekitike held his own and led the line for Frankfurt, scoring a lot of goals to help Frankfurt qualify for the Champions League. And this is the kind of transfer link that you want to see in the early stages of a new era under Arne Slot. Ekitike isn't just a talent. He's a forward with the profile to lead the line for Liverpool for years to come. I mean, if to get 22 goals and get 12 assists for Frankfurt in the Europa League and in the Champions League and in the German Cup, that's no fluke. That's not an accident. The Ekitike is already a very, very good player, and he's the perfect age. At 22 years old, he is ready to take the next step in his career, to go to the next level. The biggest question mark is the price, of course. What kind of price would Frankfurt be happy with? I think if we can negotiate it down to like 65-70 million, then I would be fine with that. Anything above 70 million makes me a little bit uneasy, because Ekitike is a good player, but he's not world class yet. I mean, we paid like 70-75 million without the bonuses for Darwin Nunes, and he looked like a great striker, ready to go to the next level. He had 2 good seasons at Liverpool. The third season was really not good enough. Hopefully we can sell him for a lot of money. Of course, the price tag is steep, but if you want a top talent, then especially a striker already proving himself in European football, you have to pay top dollar. The good news is that Liverpool have the money to do it, especially if we sell the likes of Darwin Nunes and maybe even Diogo Jota. We could sell Luis Diaz for a lot of money. We could sell Harvey Elliott and other fringe players like Tsimikas, Kelleher as well. So Liverpool could easily get 100-150 million pounds from player sales, and that would make it a lot easier for Liverpool to sign the likes of Wirtz and Ekitike, even though many Liverpool fans are skeptical that if we would spend big money on 2 big forwards, Liverpool can make it work financially. That's what I'm trying to say. Chelsea's involvement, though, makes this transfer negotiation more urgent. Liverpool can't drag this out for weeks, because Chelsea would swoop in and get Ekitike ahead of Chelsea, and Chelsea will throw crazy money at Ekitike. Remember the Caicedo and Lavia deals? So Liverpool don't really want to go into the bidding war with Chelsea, because they are a crazy club. But I mean, the sporting project definitely that favors a move to Liverpool. And also Ekitike led the Bundesliga for shots. He ranked 2nd when it comes to expected goals, while also sitting among the league leaders for successful take-ons. He was in the top 6 for that metric, and in terms of ball carries into the penalty area, he was 4th in the Bundesliga. So Frankfurt are under no pressure to sell, as I said, because they qualified for the Champions League, and he also has a long contract until 2029, having signed a 5-year deal last summer when he turned his loan spell from PSG into a permanent move. So that's why that's why Frankfurt are demanding a huge amount of money for Ekitike. But Liverpool are planning to rival this move by Chelsea, and I'm very, very interested in what Liverpool will do with this, because Darwin Nunes is a player of interest for Atletico Madrid, and from Saudi Arabia, a lot of clubs are in talks with Darwin Nunes, whether he would be interested in a move there. Liverpool pretty much put Darwin Nunes up for sale already, and if we could sell him for like 50-60 million, that could cover the majority of the Hugo Ekitike transfer fee. So I think that would be a great upgrade. Of course, there is no guarantees, so Ekitike could still fail at Liverpool. He looks like a player that Arne Slot could take to the next level. He looks a lot more calm, composed in front of goal. The biggest problem for Darwin Nunes was that he is too emotional. He was too hot-headed. Sometimes in front of goal he panicked, he was too anxious, he wasn't calm, cool, collected enough, he wasn't ice cold. And a striker needs to be ice cold under a pressure situation to score his chances. Maybe under a less pressured environment, Darwin Nunes will thrive at maybe a club like Atletico Madrid. That would work out for him just fine. But I think overall Liverpool are making the right decision to move on from Darwin Nunes and to go for Hugo Ekitike. And also, Joan Marti, a journalist, already is sharing the details that some people within Barcelona are already ruling out making a move for Luis Diaz. Of course, Luis Diaz and his father already flirted with Barcelona before. Let's wait and see what happens. Also, Plettenberg recently shared that Liverpool are seriously in the race for Hugo Ekitike, but Chelsea also would like to complete the deal as quickly as possible. They are aware of Liverpool's interest, and Chelsea are currently putting in the most effort, but Liverpool are also in the race. So, however, of course, Liverpool need to sell players. So Liverpool need to sell Nunes and or Jota. That's needed for this Hugo Ekitike deal to come through. And also Brentford have approached Liverpool for Kevin Kelleher, and I think that would be a great move for Kelleher, a mid-table club who actually wants to push for Europe, and Kelleher would play there every week and he would do pretty well, I think. So let's wait and see what happens with those deals. But if we could sell Nunes, Kelleher and other fringe players, easily we could get 150 million pounds from player sales as well. So that's why Liverpool could afford, in theory, both signing Florian Wirtz and Hugo Ekitike. I just wanted to make this quick video for you guys to give this update around Hugo Ekitike. I could go more in depth about what kind of striker profile he is in the next few videos. If you want, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later, guys. Goodbye.